Hello students, last class we are learnt about the force and effects of forces. Let us talk about various types of forces. First type of force is contact forces and non-contact forces. From the name itself we can understand the contact force, that is, force between objects in direct contact with each other. The contact between objects may be directly or through other external objects. Examples for contact forces are frictional force, muscular force, etc. Now let us see an example for the contact force. Here I am pushing the table. That means I am applying a force on the table with direct contact with the table. My hands have the direct contact with the table. Again the force is being applied by hands of the person. Is it? So the muscles of the body is applying a force on the table. So we can say that muscular force is occurring here. That means muscular force is an example for contact forces. Muscular force means the force exerted due to an action of muscles. Movement of our body is depends on the movement of the muscles inside our body. When we are playing the games, our leg and hands muscles are come into action and our legs and hands are come to direct contact with the objects. Inside our body also there occurs movement of muscles. Examples is the process of digestion. Other examples for the contact forces are lifting the luggage by the porter, hitting of the ball by the player in the cricket match. Similarly, a ball rolling along the ground gradually slows down and finally comes to rest. In this case, the speed of the ball gradually decreases and finally comes to rest. This is due to the frictional force between the surface of the ball and the ground. The force of friction is always acts on the all moving objects and its direction is always opposite to the direction of the motion. So the frictional force is also an example for the contact forces. Another type of force we can see in the non-contact forces. Here the objects are not in direct contact with each other, but there occurs an force between the objects. Examples are gravitational force, electrostatic force, magnetic force, etc. Look at the two magnets. Magnets have two poles such as North Pole and South Pole. We know that like poles repel each other and opposite pole attract each other. When I bring the opposite poles of the magnet close to each other, there exerts an force that is called magnetic force. Here there is no direct contact between the magnets, but still there exerts an force. So this is an example for non-contact force. Here I am holding the pen. So we can say that pen is at rest position. When I release the pen, it starts to move downward and finally it reaches on the ground. Here the state of motion of the pen is changing from rest position to moving state. Any objects will fall down to the earth, that is ground, because the earth is exerting an force on every object, but that is not in the direct contact. This type of force is called gravitational force. Falling of fruits, leaves, flow of water to the ground are examples of gravitational forces. Another example for non-contact force is the electrostatic force. Let us do an activity here. I am rubbing this pen with my hair and observe what happens later. After rubbing the pen, I will place the pen near to the small piece of paper. The paper will attracted by the pen. So there occurs an attractive force when are not in direct contact with the objects. Here the rubbed pen acts an charged body and this charged body attracts the uncharged, that is paper piece. So today we are discussed about the different types of forces, that is direct and non-direct forces with examples. To the next class, find out some more examples for the direct and non-direct forces. Thank you.